The DeLorean. Gull-wing doors rise effortlessly, beckoning you inside. The sleek, stainless steel DeLorean. Beautifully crafted for long life. The DeLorean is one of the most awaited automobiles in automotive history. Drive the DeLorean. Live the dream today.
As Nick Roman from the regular car reviews would say, I want it. Alright, welcome back to some more Gran Turismo for the PlayStation Portable, and yes, what you're looking at right here is a DeLorean DMC-12. This is such a beautiful, beautiful car. I mean, look at it. Stainless steel, so 80s. It's just, it has this nostalgic feel to it, but you haven't experienced driving it yet. But in spite of its beauty, this thing has a very rocky history. In fact, so rocky I can't even explain it. Basically, John Z. DeLorean, the guy who built this car, he used to work for GM.
Mark of excellence!
But he thought that GM was being too corporate. They only care about money and not the customer, so he quit the company as he was vice president and went off to build his own company. He wanted to have a very futuristic car that he envisioned that, oh, this will be the kind of car that people will drive in the next 10 years or something. And he set out to build that car. He hired an Italian to design the car. He hired Lotus to tweak the suspension. In fact, the chassis is a modified Lotus Elise chassis. He hired Renault to put an engine on it because he couldn't get the license for a Wankel engine. And it was supposed to be priced at $12,000. But it ended up being $25,000 instead. So pretty expensive for the time when it first launched in 1981. And did people buy it? No, nobody bought it. Well, barely somebody bought it. About 8,000 were produced, but there was supposed to be enough spare parts for this thing to build 30,000 cars, but the car and the company got axed after 3 years, and in a desperate attempt to make more money, John DeLorean decided to go to drug smuggling and was arrested but was eventually acquitted. Yeah. The story of this car was insane, but if you guys want to learn more, I suggest you guys listen to the podcast Donut Media made regarding the car. It's interesting. It's an hour long, so if you have enough time to spare, go ahead and listen to it. Right, so as promised, I'm going to do this in the Suzuka circuit, the famous Japanese motorcycle racing track that's also held as an F1 circuit for some reason. I'm kind of in a bit of a rush, so let's just tone it down to 5 laps instead of the usual 10. And it's in the C rank, which is D rank but better. The AI is still cheating, but at least you have a challenge. So, oh wait, I forgot. Let's tweak some of the settings on here. Off. You'd be surprised if this car is well balanced, especially on a track like this.
88 miles per hour!
Oh yeah.
Start!
Listen to that PRV V6 purr. It's like cracking open a baguette. A freshly baked baguette. Also, you're probably wondering why I'm in this view this time instead of the cockpit view. Well, in the last video that I featured this car, I tried to see if my game can clock at the perfect 60, and I found out, right after I recorded the video, that it will do it in this view. So, you see? It's binaco. Unlike most of the cars that I have, it's well balanced, despite it being rear-wheel drive, which has its own problems. Snap oversteers, insane. Oops, went over. That little Opel in the back, he's got no chance, but I got no chance either, because look at that. I'm racing against a Skyline and an NSX. Both of these cars have better power than this Asthmatic PRV V6. same on the inside. Perfect. No. Ooh, oh dear. Yep. How smooth frames on this game. This is such a typical marvel. Barely anybody has noticed. There's this perceived notion. I'm not sure if it's still relevant today, but there's this perceived notion that consoles can't get up to 60 frames, which is a little odd, but newer consoles nowadays, like the Xbox One X, and I'm not sure if it can handle 60 frames, but it can handle 4K, so why can't it handle 60 frames? I should probably check on that later. The newer consoles, the ones that haven't been released yet, the Series X and the PS5, both of those can do 4K 60. And they got a Ryzen chip inside. They're basically PCs, but they can't do PC stuff. What's up with all the wars? What's up with the arguments make consoles better or PCs better? I mean, I got a PC. My specs are, well, not great. Look at me, I'm playing a console game. I'm enjoying it. That's what it is. But, you know, tribalism is a very interesting concept. I probably screwed that wrong, but I'm feeling a little existential today. Luckily the DeLorean is slow enough to take this curve. If I were to drive like an F1 car, I'd probably crash in a barrier multiple times. No, I drove too late, I'm in the sand, now that skylines, yep. Ooh, don't spin up. Oh, alright, this little maneuver is gonna cost us 50 years. Manual NSX. Up you go, infinity. Thank goodness this asthmatic PRV V6 is tuned. I forgot to mention this in the I forgot to mention this in the oops. Whoopsie doopsie. Okay, but I just did that. I did a Charles Leclerc. Oh no, I did a Charles Leclerc. As if I'm not already existential. Jesus. I just ruined that Skyline's life. Oh dear. As I was saying, the original PRV engine made 130 horsepower. But when the company was revived, when the one guy from Texas bought all the stock parts, he also had a tune option for the PRV engine, which boosted the power all the way up to 197 horses. At least it's less asthmatic. Oh my god. I can't believe I just spun out that Skyline. And I'm a big fan of Charles Leclerc. I hope this is a sign that the NSX is after me. It seeks revenge. Oh, never mind. Yep, it got its revenge. Okay. Last lap. Got one more chance to beat that NSX. Yes. There you go. VTech will save you now. I just realized the fundamentals of the DeLorean is almost the same as the fundamentals of a F1 car. The only difference is the engine is in the back of the rear axle and not at the front of the rear axle. But basically, it's rear engine and not mid engine. Yeah. And the race with a spin. Speaking of spin, I'm sorry, Mr. Skyline, for screwing you over. Why did I do that, Charlotte? I was just defending my position. Alright, and that was it for the DeLorean. Is it fast? Barely. Is it raceable? Surprisingly, yes. It's well balanced. They even did all the traction control hugmuggables off. Does it look cool? Yeah. Can it time travel? No. It doesn't have a flux capacitor. Alright. Let's see what's new things that we can get in the garage. Ooh, look at that. Chevy, Honda, Isuzu, and Shelby. Ooh. I don't want to spend too much. What the heck? Shelby Series 1 Supercharged? What the heck? How come I haven't heard of this car before? First appearance in 1998. Body and chassis was Shelby original. Shelby. Oh, it's an original car. Wow. But the engine is from an Oldsmobile Aurora with a supercharger, making 110 330 horsepower. But how come it says 319 in the max power setting? This game is strange. Still, this is interesting. It's kind of like the Viper, actually. Was this based on the Viper, or was this the original Viper before Chrysler decides to change a couple things up? Wow, I want to get it, but I don't want to end up like the... Let's screw it. I have enough cash anyway, sure, whatever. And there goes my cash again.